Hey everyone, welcome back to Topher Drives, where today, thanks to Clift Buick GMC in Adrian, Michigan, we're driving this 2013 Chevrolet Avalanche, the GMT900 generation, a vehicle that I've always wanted to experience. And it's funny because I was going to come to Clift and drive a 2010 Camaro SS 6-speed manual, mildly modified, but then I saw this on the website and I said, wait a second, I would rather film this GMT 900 Chevy Avalanche. So if you're somehow unfamiliar with this vehicle, this was around from 2002 to 2013, this being a final model year, and it was Chevy's attempt to make something that split the difference between the Suburban and Tahoe and the Silverado. It was supposed to give you the comfort of an SUV, but the practicality of a pickup truck, and they achieved this by putting in what they called a midgate. So in the middle, behind the back seat and in front of where the bed on a truck would normally end, there's an opening. Hence midgate. You've got the tailgate and the midgate, which means this entire thing opens up and you can put stuff in this essentially all the way up to the front seats. And we'll show you how all that works in just a second. But first I wanted to walk around this and talk about what it is. So I mentioned this is a 13, this is the final model year. Well, in 2013, Chevy made a celebration model, and that is exactly what this is. They called it the Black Diamond, and they all got these little badges on the C-pillars. You can see 2002 to 2013 Black Diamond Avalanche, celebrating its production. Well, I guess not celebrating, but commemorating its production finally coming to an end. And that was a sad thing, because when Chevy brought this out for the GMT 800 generation in 2002, they sold like crazy. Chevy was moving 80 to 90,000 of these a year. But then when the second gen came out in 2009, kind of during the recession, nobody had any money. Nobody wanted to fill the 30-gallon tank for this 5.3-liter V8. Sales went down the drain, and Chevy really only managed to move about 20,000 of these GMT 900 trucks a year. So eventually they pulled the plug in 2013 after sales dipped even below the 20,000 unit mark. So this particular one is an LTZ. This is the top trim. It's four-wheel drive. Every Avalanche in 2013 got a 5.3-liter naturally aspirated V8, making 320 horsepower, 335 pound-feet of torque. They all got a 6-speed automatic transmission, and you could get either two-wheel or four-wheel drive. This one is a four-wheel drive model. The LTZ got you all kinds of stuff. It got you these big chrome wheels. I think these are a 20. 275/55 R20, and that is, of course, a squared setup. It got you leather seats. It got you a Bose sound system. It got you navigation, and even a backup camera. This is a super early rendition of a backup camera, and it's been kind of cool to play with it today. So what are we doing in today's video? Well, we're going to walk you around this, and then I'm in a town that I'm really not super familiar with. I got super lucky finding this very scenic part. I escaped the lawn crews, which are over there, and they're probably going to come this way eventually, but hopefully after I'm done with my walk around. And we're kind of just going to see what it's like to daily drive and live with an Avalanche. We're going to explore this new town and eventually make our way back into downtown Adrian, which is a bit like a town plopped in the middle of a cornfield, but I suppose that works out well for this Chevy Avalanche. So let's start walking you around this. I want to start up front and show you this 5.3-liter naturally aspirated V8. There was also a Cadillac version of this, the Escalade EXT, which had a 6-liter, but your Avalanche in 13 only came with a 5.3. And here it is, again, 320 horsepower, 335 pound-feet of torque. And we have the 6L80 6-speed automatic gearbox. Seems to be quite silky smooth from what I've felt so far, driving it the 4 miles down the street that didn't shut, to this parking lot. This one's done about 120,000 miles, and it can be yours at Clift Buick GMC. If you guys go on their website, you can see this is one of their budget vehicles, as it is 12 years old. It's got some flaws. There are some cosmetic things with this, but I always like a new car dealership that also has some cheap stuff on their used car lot. So, all right, let's show you the party piece of the Avalanche. It's actually quite simple to use this midgate, and I watched a tutorial on YouTube of a guy that did it completely wrong, so I just figured it out for myself. But you have these little pull tabs that will make the seat bottoms go up, and we'll go over to the passenger side and do this one as well. Once you've got that part done, you can then pull these seat backs down, and I'm going to have to actually move that driver's seat forward or else it won't come down. It does involve a bit of walking around the truck, but that's okay. And once you've got all the doors open, you can move all these seats down. There we go. You have the option to remove the glass. Now, we're not going to do this today because I don't want to be handling glass on a vehicle that isn't mine, but we don't have to remove the glass to reveal the midgate. So you twist this little handle and the midgate pops down. And now let me open up the tailgate and you'll be able to see through this entire thing. So this is what made the Avalanche so cool and practical, was that it was basically a Silverado long bed at a moment's notice, or with the seats up, it was a Tahoe. So, I mean, it just made so much sense. And people loved this car. They loved it in the early 2000s. And then the recession, unfortunately, just killed this thing. And nobody cared anymore. And Chevy, now, they make the Silverado EV, which has the same sort of thing. And I would have loved to be a fly on the wall in that board meeting where somebody said, why don't we just call it the Avalanche? And then they shot down the idea because nobody would have bought it if it had an Avalanche badge on the back, because people want a Silverado, I guess. I don't know. That's my reasoning, I suppose. But anyway, this is the midgate. We're going to put this back up, and then we will keep walking you around this. It actually goes up a lot easier than it goes down. You can see we'll shut our tailgate. I love these tire tread marks that go all the way through, including onto the midgate. These bits come off as well, so it can be completely open. Obviously, that is to your advantage if you also remove the glass. And there you go. Just like that, it is back to being a regular vehicle. And I'm going to move this seat back to where it was so I don't have to sit completely straight up and down. Obviously, you could move this back once everything is folded into position, but why don't we show you the back seat in this Avalanche when it's in its normal position. Got a handle to pull yourself up in, and this is where you get your first glimpse of some of this recession era GM plastic, the GMT900 generation. We have nice leather seating surfaces in here, but you know, there are some scratchy plastic things, but that's to be expected. My 2009 Chevy Cobalt is the exact same way, but I love it for different reasons. Fold down cup holders. From this console, we have a rear seat entertainment system. Every LTZ came with this little Panasonic, and we even have a remote in here, which I'll show you, to control it. I think that is the coolest thing. I was going through this console when I got in here, and I was like, why is there a full TV remote? And I assume, is this Panasonic? I don't know, it's not labeled anywhere, but I assume this is for that. So that's kind of neat if you've got children that want to watch things on the DVD player. Also, check this out. The center console is the exact width of my iPhone 15 Pro Max. Someone at General Motors was seeing into the future. As far as positioning back here at 5'11", sat behind myself, I've got plenty of headroom and legroom. As I showed you, this handle to pull yourself in, and it's pretty comfy. You've even got this little fold-down center console with some cup holders, little rubber guys there. 3 of which are missing off of this one, but that's okay. This truck's been used. People have enjoyed this over the last 120,000 miles. We've got some faux wood trim up on the dashboard. We'll jump up there and show you what that looks like. It's also worth mentioning that every person that bought a Black Diamond Edition final model year Avalanche got a special coffee table book and exclusive letter thanking them for buying the truck. So I should check on eBay and see if there's any of them there, but I just think that's cool that they actually celebrated this weird model that occupied most of the 2000s. So let's jump in, start it up, and we'll go for a drive. This has a very similar key and fob to my Chevy Cobalt, and it actually has remote start. Should we try that? See if it works? It does. You hear that 5.3 liter come to life. Sounds like any GMT 900 truck. Got fog lights on this LTZ model. This thing was 47 grand when it was new, which in today's money is pushing $70,000, about 66 grand. So this was not cheap in 2013. Got these little running boards, easy to step up in. Driver does not get a handle, but that's okay, because we can put ourselves in this way. I assume this is just kind of one of these deals. Yep. There we go, our classic GM green dials you can see. And here is our navigation screen. And not only is it a nav screen, it's a touchscreen. And it actually works quite well. Can we just see the map, I wonder? Is there something for... Ah, we can! Look at that! I think we'll roll with the map today. I already showed you guys inside the center console. You also get these two little hidden compartments, one for cup holders and one for, I don't know, what do you put in there? Cigars or something? And then we also have our original owner's manuals here in the glove box. All right, I'm gonna go slap this plate on and then we will go for a drive. Into reverse. Backup camera takes a couple of seconds to load, but you can see it's there, and it has leading lines. Check this out. It's actually, honestly, this is gonna sound bad, but this looks about the same quality as some like new Nissan models, the actual quality of the backup camera. Into drive, of course, no forward camera pops up, but we do keep this backup camera for a second. Do our scenic little drive here out of the park. Clear some of these leaves off of the windshield. But under first impressions, I get what they were going for. Like, if you put me in this and didn't show me the back of it, I would just assume that I'm in a Tahoe. It's not bouncy, it's not loud like a pickup truck. Throttle inputs nice and linear. Check our weird three-way intersection. We are good. There are a couple of interior rattles, one of which I fixed with a floor mat clip. You can see I wedged this in the dashboard because this dash is a little bit separated. I imagine this truck probably sat outside and was kind of just expanded and shrunk a lot in the dashboard area. So that was rattling terribly on the way here, but I fixed it so you all don't have to listen to it. But that's not necessarily a hit to this truck in particular. It's kind of just every GM vehicle from this era. They just weren't built with the highest interior quality. And I mean, you can see that just by touching things. The one thing I will say that does feel quite nice is this steering wheel, which is leather wrapped and heated. It's quite warm today, but I want to test out and see if this still works. So we will find out together. Not doing any navigation. We're just going to try and find our way back to Clift Buick GMC. Hear the noise of the 5.3 liter. That actually makes a really nice sound. Nice and linear power delivery. Right, it appears actually I did not fix the dashboard rattle, but I do think I made it better. It was worse earlier. Okay, wow, that steering wheel gets hot. I'm like, wait, is the sun really this blaring right now? No, it's just because I turned the heated steering wheel on. Oh my goodness, that works like an absolute treat. Let's get our air conditioning going. Really nice vent placement here in this truck. Easy to use climate control panel right below your navigation screen. And this actually has a one-touch turn signal. You can see. My Cobalt doesn't have that, but it's 4 years older than this Avalanche, so I suppose that makes sense. What does this do? This takes you through all of your different things. You can see fuel range, average fuel economy, 15.3 mpg. Yeah, that sounds about right. Fuel, wow! It has data for the amount of fuel used. 7,562 gallons of fuel have run through this 5.3 liter since this Avalanche was new. That's pretty cool. So weird, the things that they used to put in these. Instantaneous fuel economy, 2018, back to the odometer. 76 degrees out currently. Feeling good. Ride quality here is nice. So these LTZs got a rear air suspension, auto leveling, which a lot of people do replace with just coil springs if it fails. This one, I'm not sure. I didn't get under it and look, but whatever it is, it feels pretty dang nice. I mean, it feels nice and dialed in. Steering weight is good in here as well. For some reason, I was expecting the steering to be super heavy, but it is not. We're gonna take a left here. Why not? This Avalanche actually drives a bit smaller than it appears. I mean, I don't feel like I'm in a massive truck. Really nice low down torque here, 335 pound-feet. It pairs nicely with the 5,800 pound curb weight of the Avalanche. My goodness, these rattles in here. If you also own a GMT900 truck, can you pipe in the comments and tell me if they're all like this? I don't think our little floor mat clip is doing too much to save us, so we'll remove that. Even in a city setting though, all the inputs in here are quite nice. We have auto headlights, which in GM world just means the headlights are on permanently. We've got our electronic four-wheel drive selector right here. You can put that in four-wheel drive auto, 4 high or 4 low. We've got power adjust pedals. Those still work. Got a button to toggle on or off your parking sensors. Welcome to downtown Adrian. Brother! GMT900 Avalanche. Truck looks like it's seen some things. I love the tuning of this 5.3 and the 6-speed. I mean, they work together so well. The low down torque, this thing really doesn't even have to ever rev itself over 2,500, 3,000 RPM. And it just kind of grumbles around town. Oh dear, I think somebody may be attempting to parallel. Why are we in reverse? That's okay, we can use our backup camera to see how much room we have. The answer is plenty. We also have a manual shifting option here on our column shifter, as well as a tow haul mode on the end of the stalk. There's a lot of stuff in here. It really is. Geez, I think if Chevy put something out like this today, which they have, except in electric form, I think this would just fly off the shelves. I think this went out of production at a bad time, and it maybe should have come back around 2020 when everyone just wanted to go adventuring, you know, kind of during and post-pandemic times. This would be a great adventure vehicle. All right, we're gonna pull this into the Walgreens parking lot because I want to see what placing is like in a parking spot. This is normal also. Small town people, they love going to drugstores, so just see how it fits in here. I'm gonna back this into a spot. just a buttery smooth column shifter. We're going to use this backup camera. I'm going to see. I mean, this is really all you need. Let's see how... And parking sensors as well. Nice. Just assumes that I've crashed. Parking brake. That works. Okay, we'll use it. Why not? Check it out. Yeah, we're in the spot perfectly. And that's what's nice about this, is some pickup trucks, they don't fit perfectly in spots, but I'll tell you what, the Chevy Avalanche does. The best of both worlds. Also, I noticed while getting out, it's got ventilated seats. We gotta try those out. Okay, they're quite loud, but we'll see how they do. Sometimes when they're loud, it means that they do a good job. Turn this parking brake off, put this back into drive. Visibility out of this Avalanche is quite nice as well, even out the back window where things would, you'd maybe assume things are a bit tight. Even the little bits behind the C-pillars, they don't really cause much of a blind spot. So I'm struggling to find anything I don't like about this, apart from the early 20-teens GM interior build quality. It's a really nice vehicle. This drives great, 120,000 miles. It's doing everything I want it to do. Tell you what, I would quite like a sweet tea. Oh my God, my prayers have been answered. I swear I didn't know there was a Culver's right here. We are, oh, you know we're going. We are 100% taking this. I've manifested and have been pulled into a Culver's parking lot. This is just destiny. Okay, I've overshot the drive-thru a bit. That's okay. Be able to test out our maneuverability a bit more, which is great. I love the steering on this. Look how fitting, pulling up behind a GMT900 Silverado. As much as I want to get food, I don't want to eat in a car that's on a used car lot. I know I eat in press cars, but I think out of respect, we're just going to get a sweet tea, and that'll be it. This is real country living. Arm out the window, beautiful day. Culver's.
Thank you for choosing Culver's. What can we make fresh for you?
Hello, may I please just have a medium sweet tea?
I'm sorry?
May I please just have a sweet tea?
You said a medium?
Yes, please.
All right. Anything else I can get for you?
That'll be it.
All right, $2.75. We'll see you at the window.
Great, thanks so much. Let's get this thing pulled around. Honestly, turning circle on this. Just great. I always wonder what people think seeing somebody with a camera on their face coming through the drive-thru.
Hi,
Hello.
Sweet tea,
Yes.
$2.75.
There you
Do
go.
Want to donate $1 to the FFA?
Sure.
All right, thank you so much.
Yep.
Here's that tea.
Great, thanks so much.
And then since you donated as well, if you want, I can take your name down and add you to our donation wall.
Sure, yeah, Topher. T-O-P-H-E-R.
Alrighty. And you're all set. You have a
Great.
wonderful day.
Thanks so much. You too. Donating to the future farmers of America. Have to do it in a Chevy Avalanche. And I'm going to park for just a second because I want to enjoy my sweet tea. Also, let me just say, this ventilated seat is chilling me to the bone. I have goosebumps. That's how well this works. All right, let's see if the Culver's sweet tea is as good in Adrian as it is anywhere else. Yes, indeed it is. Okay, don't worry, Matthew. I'll get these straw wrappers out of your car before I give it back. Reverse camera really just takes its time. Oh, that's neutral. That's why. There's reverse. There we go. I love operating this column shifter. It's quite satisfying. This is a healthy 5.3. I say we get it off the line here up to 40 miles an hour. Tow haul mode. Spice things up a bit. Nice Buick Park Ave. Oh. $40. Okay, so it's not fast, but it sounds cool. Six-speed doing its thing. All right, well, this is a little bit of a highway test now, I suppose. See how cruise control works. Yep, easy. Just got some nice steering wheel buttons there. I think it's plausible I made a wrong turn somewhere. That's okay. Over the railroad tracks. Let's see how that is. Not bad. These LTZ models also got an 8-speaker Bose sound system, and I'm so mad at myself. I was going to bring my aux cord from my Cobalt, and I forgot. So you guys will just have to trust me when I tell you it's pretty dang good. I listened to the radio on the way over to the filming location, and I was surprised. So I'm super bummed out that we can't do a sound system test today. And I was trying to see if there was a way to pair my phone, because this appears to have Bluetooth, right? Because it's got this the little voice command thing, but you hit the button and nothing happens. So I don't know what that actually does. Okay, we have to get back into town because I definitely went the wrong way. Let's go this way. Why not? I love exploring new places. Cool. All right. Well, we can stop and see how this Chevy Avalanche gets off the line. We'll just roll into it here from a dig. Not too bad. I mean, really just linear power. The V8s are just the best. I mean, really, really great. Beautiful, silky, smooth shifts from this 6-speed auto. And don't think that this is all just about rolling around and being comfortable and practical. It can also do some work. Now, depending on which package you have with the Avalanche, it can tow between 5,000 and 8,000 pounds. But being as though I'm not a GM geek, I don't know what the options list means, so I took a picture of it. It's in the glove box. I do at least know where it lives, and I'm putting that up on the screen now, so somebody in the comments can tell me if this has the towing package, but I feel like maybe it does, because I thought I heard a limited slip diff going around some corners. So it can tow, it can do donuts, you know, all the important stuff, drifting. Everything that you need it to do. Yes, indeed. Well, guys, if I've been able to conclude anything today, it's that the Chevy Avalanche is an excellent daily. The only downside is the fuel economy and the subpar, we'll say, interior build quality. But apart from those minor things, it's great. Engine, transmission, ride quality, design, functionality of the interior, everything works as it should. And this is a 12-year-old vehicle with 120K on it. It's got no warning lights, runs and drives as it should. They do hold up, these GM trucks, if you take care of them. Well, seeing as how I now have about 40 minutes of footage that I'm going to have to go through, I think let's try and find a spot to wrap this up and give you guys one last look at this GMT900 Chevy Avalanche. A vehicle that genuinely I have always wanted to experience, and this is cool. Now I just have to find a GMT800, maybe a North Face edition or an 8.1 liter 2500. Either way would be super cool. So, okay. Oh, here's an empty parking lot. Brake test. Right by a cornfield. How fitting. Cool. All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up for the 2013 Chevrolet Avalanche Black Diamond Edition LTZ. Really a great thing. Wonder how long that nav screen stays on after you turn the truck off. Oh, shuts off when you open the door. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, I don't really think there's much else to talk about. We just admire the beauty of this thing one last time. Thanks again to Clift Buick GMC in Adrian, Michigan. If you guys are interested in this Avalanche or any of the other vehicles on their used car lot, you can check the link in the description. Tell them that Topher Drive sent you, and they will take good care of you. But that's going to wrap it up for us today. Thank you guys all so much for watching. If you have any questions, if I left anything out about this 2013 Avalanche, please let me know. But as I've said already, I think that'll be it. We'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.